The following program contains graphic images that may be disturbing. Parents are advised that these images may not be suitable for young children.
It's time to Ask the Vet, and joining us is veterinarian Dr. Karen Halligan. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
So, Julie is here with a very important question. She's joining us in the audience. So, Julie, what would you like to ask the vet?
I was on Monday night putting my kids to bed, and a friend of mine came over to help me with my work. And I said, hey, Fred, come say goodnight to the kids. And he headed back there, and my two dogs were in the hallway. And something just bothered my dog, and they started getting into a huge fight. So I ran to get a stick, and I started nudging them. And as soon as I started nudging them, it kind of seemed to get worse. And so then I was like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. And my kids are here watching this. And so I kicked Bingo with my leg, which is the white dog. And when I kicked Bingo, because it was scaring me so bad, Bingo went out of Branson's mouth and onto my leg, and it punctured 3 parts of my leg. And then after I noticed that he had my leg, I was like, oh my goodness, Bingo, you're biting Mom. Like this is, and I started screaming. Well, then my initial reaction was to go down to my leg, and then he completely latched on as I'm screaming, looking at him in the eyes, saying, please don't, you're hurting Mommy, you're hurting Mommy. I got him outside, and then my kids were screaming, Mommy, Mommy, you're gonna die. It started scaring him really bad. And so I started to feel a little nauseous, and my friend asked my son, where are the towels? And so they applied the towels, and my son called 911.
And I want people, before we even get into this, I want to just show some of these pictures, because this was not a little nibble. This was a potentially lose your hand scenario. And so here you are a week later, and I know you still love your pets. But terrifying to think that your life, something so important, can do this.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's very common. I hate to say that. We see a lot of dog bites, and you've got to remain calm. You don't want to scream and yell at them. You don't want to hit them, and you absolutely don't want to put your hand in there. Your dog redirected, doesn't even know it's biting you. It's just an instinct. Right. So the best way to break up the fights I've found is to take cold water, a bucket, and then you throw it right in their face. You're trying to get it in their nose and in their eyes. Then they can't breathe, they can't see. You could have a hose if you're outside, again, aiming for the eyes and the nose. The other thing, you want to try to startle them, all right? Loud noises, not screaming, but clanging pots and pans, slamming the door, a horn. And then last, you can distract them. Throw like a big blanket over them. You can use an umbrella right in and then open it. And then that kind of distracts them. You know, dogs will fight. I think the biggest reasons we see is lack of socialization as a puppy. So they have this period between 3 weeks and 3 months where they need to learn how to play right and play bite and posturing and things like that. And dogs that didn't get that, they will do a posture which will threaten another dog, and they're like, they don't even know what's going on. Second thing is training. All dogs need training of some sort, even like basic obedience training, because that makes them feel secure and confident. We do sometimes have to use Prozac for dogs that suffer from anxiety and fear, along with behavior modification for that. But I am concerned for you, because now that you've had a fight, the chances are good that it could happen again.
I hear your story, and as an ER doc, I've seen a lot of these bites. And how is your hand? Because that's a really bad injury.
Well, I mean, it's been a week, and so I have 15 stitches, and I have no stitches in my leg because they said that it will heal up. The hardest part for me is that I'm a dance teacher, and that's my living.
Okay, so what does she do now? She's about a week out. So what do you do as a parent to dogs and to kids? How do you go back into that situation and make sure that things are going to be safe?
Well, carefully, because now you're going to have to retrain them. And a good way is to take the dogs and walk them on the walks together, so they learn to kind of have the pack mentality. And you know, temperament genetics plays a part. The aggressor dog might have a temperament that's easily triggered. So you're always gonna have to worry about that with him. But there's ways you guys can all get along, but you probably need to work with a veterinarian or a behaviorist so that they can train you what to do to help him learn that's not acceptable behavior, and that he gets rewarded when he's calm, when people are coming by you.
Well, it sounds to me like getting a plan in place,
Yes.
working with your vet, but most importantly, I just want to say I hope that you heal up really quickly, and sorry that
Keep
this
it
happened.
elevated.